Hey everybody, this is some respiratory flux. Call me Flux for short, or whatever you want to call me. Call me chameleon. Did I really just do that? Sure. Let's just go with it. In the last episode of Metroid Prime, we got the plasma beam. In this episode, we're going to go up to Phendrana Drifts, see what we can do around that area. And yeah. I don't know. I'm feeling a little weird right now. Of course, I usually am at least a little weird, but this is the second night, the third episode that I've tried to record. Plasma beam is left. You could shoot out little ice panels there and get this energy tank here that we were missing before. But either way, yeah, I'm feeling a little weird. Okay, let's just torch them. But yeah, I'm still sort of new to this, to my current recording setup. And it's working pretty well, but I'm still kind of adjusting to everything, and well, to bring up a point, I'm kind of, my new setup, now that I've started using it, it's kind of been noticed. I guess you could say. My parents have started asking questions about it. Yes, I'm currently with my parents, and well, I'm on break from college, and they don't exactly know about my recording specifics yet. One single charge shot will take them down. Nice. Also, this glider here, you might have seen before. Once you have the grapple beam, you can actually swing from it. Which is necessary to get over here. Why do you need to get over here? Why? So you can see this stalactite, and once you shoot it, yeah, now you can actually jump down into the, ooh, that would have probably hurt if we weren't Samus. But yeah, and then you just stand on the stalactite that you shot down and jump out. But yeah, so I guess that's something I can talk about. My channel, I haven't really come close to taking off yet, I suppose you would say. I'm still quite small, and I would say almost literally unknown, although there are a few who know about it, obviously. But while that has its perks in that I'm not being criticized for every little thing I do or say, it's kind of awkward. But the point is, of all the people I personally know, I have only told one of my personal friends, as in non-internet personal friends, like people I actually have talked to and met in real life, like the people I went to high school with, my family, people at my college. But I've only told one friend about my desire to record Let's Plays, and that was a while before I actually did any recording. And, well, now that I am recording, I feel like I should probably tell a few more people about it, especially the people who are going to be around when I'm recording, like my parents, or my sister, even though she's not around because she lives in Boston now. But the point is, I feel like I should bring it up, but I haven't really done so yet. And the way my recording setup figures into all this is that it's starting to draw questions why exactly I have something connected from between my laptop and my TV. I believe earlier today my mom called it, asked if I asked if my capture card was a Hulu box. Whatever a Hulu box would be. I know what Hulu is, but I don't believe they sell boxes of any kind. Okay. Whoa, that was kind of odd. But yeah, so I feel like I should probably bring it up at some point, but I don't know when or how or what or how to even explain it. Because I'm slightly worried that they might be concerned about how this might interfere with my education or whatever. All that fun stuff that parents are concerned about, that I'm concerned about too. I'm just I don't know. It's hard to explain and stuff. Anyway, you remember I mentioned this ice? You can melt it with a shot from your plasma beam, and there's a grapple point underneath it. You use this grapple point and grab the missile expansion here. Now, the problem is, if you leave the room, that grapple point won't work anymore. I don't know if it's only if you leave the room without using it, or if it's just in general. I don't remember all the details, but something about that grapple point is glitched. Yeah. You can't actually grapple onto it if you leave the room. Which means that if you leave for some reason, come back here with the plasma beam, melt that ice, and then don't grapple up to that point, then you're not getting that missile expansion because you were stupid and didn't do what you even came to the room to do. Because that's the only reason you actually come back to that room after you get the gravity suit, is once you have the plasma beam to get that missile expansion. So the fact that you can miss that is not entirely important if you're playing the game with any sense of direction and purpose. But I don't know. I can imagine some YouTube gamers that might be dumb enough to not grab that the first time they were in there when they could have. I'm not gonna name any names. But anyway. But yeah, I guess it's just something I'm not entirely sure how to talk about, because I feel like there's a whole lot that's going to have to get brought up with it. And yeah. Are these the new turrets or the old turrets? No, these are the old turrets. So, you might wonder why we're going back through here. We went through those other older places. Actually, this place is older than those other places we just went. We haven't been back here in a long time. And the fact of the matter is, there's only a few things to do here. But I'm pretty sure we can do everything we need to in this room now. In this part of the game. I actually, as far as I can tell, I don't think there's anything else in the game that we still haven't. Okay. I guess there's very few things left in the game that we don't have the physical capability of doing, so that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is going around and doing those. Now that we have the plasma beam, our inventory is pretty much finished. There are a few other things we're going to get, but at this point, I believe plot-wise, the next thing we have to, the next thing we do in this game is go back down to the Phazon mines to explore further in there. You know, thinking about it, the plot of this game being mainly backstory and optional scans works to some extent. But if you think about it, for the most part, then that makes your searching and progressing in the game just wandering around and exploring places once you can get to them. Which I suppose is traditional Metroid gameplay. We might want to use our... This seems familiar. Although hopefully... You know what? Now we have our plasma beam. Now we shouldn't even be having to bother with enemies, because no matter what they're supposedly weak to, pretty much everything falls to the plasma beam pretty quickly. So, for most combat purposes, you really don't have to switch to anything else unless you're fighting power troopers, ice troopers, or wave troopers. Potentially Metroids might also encourage ice beam use, but the plasma beam is still pretty effective against them, so... Which is funny, because it's the exact opposite of what would usually contain them. Okay. Yeah, let's just keep going. But yeah, I feel like... Now is the point of the game where you can really go around and clean up every little bit of things you have left to do that you haven't done, as far as collecting items, because there's very little that you in the way of that you can do later that you can't do now. So it just makes sense to me to kind of prepare as much as you can for the rest of the game. Unless, of course, you're doing a minimalist run, in which case, more power to you. You should probably have been done the game by now if you're not having a lot of trouble. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't generalize. Minimalist runs can probably take longer to play than regular runs sometimes. Anyway, here's an interesting thing you do here. You have to get rid of these boxes. I think. This window had ice over it, which you couldn't melt before you had the plasma beam. And now you scan that. If you fire a missile at that, this whole tower comes crashing down. I feel like you can break that box somehow, but I don't know. Either way, once you bring down the tower, there's a little hole here. And what do you know? Just randomly tucked here in the middle of nowhere, get a Chozo artifact. Artifact of Elder, the third of 12 that we finally got. Also, this logbook page really makes my Wii start clicking horrendously. I went through the logbook a little bit earlier, actually. The only scans we're missing, other than creature scans, are the 12th artifact and that one pirate data that you could see from the screen that we didn't have already. So yeah, we have most of the scans. So that's pretty neat. Anyway, I'm probably gonna just head out through this. No. Probably just gonna head out this way. I don't think there's anything important to get yet. Not in this part of the area, at least. So, yeah. I guess we can just try and find something to talk about. Who's this we? Do I have a rat in my pocket? That was kind of a favorite sentence of my high school band director. Whenever someone suggested that we were going to do something open, and they didn't specify who the other people were, that he would just pull that sentence out. Yeah, don't need to be in there too long. Did I get turned around? No. This is the way I'm trying to go. It's a little hard to tell on those maps. See? There's really no reason to try and hit these things with a wave beam anymore, because plasma beam just makes quick work of them anyway. Fires a lot faster than the wave beam does, too. Only the power beam has faster rate of fire than the plasma beam. See, the wave beam is a little slow. But yeah, so now it might be a good idea to stop doing so much running from everything, because don't need to. It'd probably be faster just to kill everything now that you have the ability to do so pretty dang quickly. Pardon the visor screw-ups. Doors have been unlocked. Yeah. Now you might recognize where we're going here. This is going to take us right back to the room where we fought Thardis. Now I wonder, can I grapple to that from here? Yes, you can. Which saves you from having to actually use the spider ball to get around this room. And also can get you right over to here. This little tunnel here hides a missile expansion. And believe it or not, we are not done in Vendrana yet. Oh, while we're here, I'm pretty sure even if this thing says it can absorb beam weapons, the plasma beam will quite literally toast it fairly quickly. Yep. As I suspected. Heat beats cold. Anyway, let's get out of here before I make more inane, obvious statements. I really don't like one thing about my setup here, though, and that's the fact that I can't really look at my screen and see how long I've been recording, because I set my laptop really far away, because where it sits now, when I use it, it'll cause a lot of background noise if I try and record here. So, just like something about the desk will make my laptop noise amplify, which didn't seem to be a problem when I was physically setting my microphone on top of my laptop before, but now that I'm on this desk, it somehow is. Physics, sound, vibration stuff. Anyway. Now you have the plasma beam. This is actually right where we need it to be. There's this little ice sheet here. There's a power bomb expansion you could have grabbed. Well, you couldn't have grabbed it yet because you didn't have the plasma beam, but you could have noticed it from very early on. So, but yeah, you can get that now. You're ugly. I'm getting away from you. Those things still take quite a bit of time to kill, although if you can get these things, shooting them from the front, these things from the front still isn't going to work, but single charge shot to the behind and they're out of your hair. Yeah. It's like, but yeah, like I said, it's like my laptop is very far away from me right now, so I can't really read it. Screen. I don't think there's anything in here. If there is, I'm sure we'll come back to it later. Is there anything in this? Okay. This is a weird view. I feel like there's some kind of expansion in this kind of overall hub room or something that I've been missing because you can't really get it. Or maybe I'm just misremembering things. That tends to happen from time to time. I don't know. Yeah. Either way, let's get back to going around doing what we were doing. Because... yeah. I'm not really saying much right now, am I? But I can't really see how long I've been recording, so... I don't know when I'm going to want to stop the episode. Oh well, I guess it's... okay, can I just not screw up everything? Because screwing up everything is not a good thing to do, and I would rather not be doing things that are not good to do. Oh, actually, yeah, this is one other instance I've been showing a few times, but these things will still only be hurt by your wave beam, so you can't use the plasma beam on them either, unfortunately. I've been demonstrating that, but my commentary kind of neglected to say it. Oops. Anyway. But yes, this is one more thing that you can actually do here in the Chozo Ice Temple. You see this statue's hands are kind of frozen. The water here is all frozen. If you melt that, and this is a little tricky, you have to jump onto his hands and then curl up. A morph ball in the hands of a Chozo statue is always the way to do things. That was a strange sentence. But that brings us to yet another Chozo artifact. Hidden beneath the room. The Artifact of Sun, the 9th of 12. We already have all of those first 9 artifacts, or rather remarkably. Okay. I screwed up. I screwed up, and I'm not sure how to best go about this, but we need to go all the way back to the other end of Phendrana. I think I was trying to grab this while I was on my way through places, but I completely neglected to do so for various reasons. Also, Plasma Beam just completely shatters these things. Tell you what, I will make my way back there in a cut. If that cut happens to... if this video is long enough already, I might make this cut the end of the episode and start up the next one there. So, yeah. I guess that'll be one way of doing this. So, I'll see you when we get back to the other end of Phendrana.